We're feeling the January temperatures. We got a little coldness now. It's looking pretty good. We're doing good. But it's you've shown up at the right time. You've shown up at the right time. My lamp has gone out, but I got to recharge it, and it'll be working fine. But we're not totally without a heat and stuff. We got a lot of stuff going on. But I want to tell you, we got some good guys here to be able to talk to you about whatever's taking place. There's gonna be a lot of conversation, I'm sure, about the upcoming Lions versus Washington, whatever those guys are. And please welcome Mr. Mark Sweetman as your host.
Hey, I did it. Well, how about that? Right there on cue.
You are on cue, man.
Isn't that something? All right. There you go.
Hit it right on there.
I did hit it. It's easier when I'm watching everything here rather than watching what's on camera. So, anyway, Andy, now into the off season.
Off season. No more Santa Claus.
No more Santa Claus.
Everybody got their socks and underwear.
But we're gonna work on when we get the dojos going again after the Lions are done playing football. We're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that script. I think that Santa rant could be a very funny 5 to 10 minute piece.
I think so too. I think so. It's got potential.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about more and more stuff to make it crazy.
I think the one direction I would go with it, I would make it less about accusing the audience and sort of bring them in on it, and they should be just as mad at the people. In other words, you're saying you and while you're talking to the audience.
Yeah, that's true.
You should make it they, because now you're including the audience in the ridicule of these people.
I see your point.
You see what I mean? Well, and it's just something. Yeah, it's just something we can discuss when we're going over that.
It's like saying, yeah, you know these guys. You know these guys that come in.
Exactly. Well, I mean it's pretty much an old comic trick anyway. You just you want to bring your audience along with you, and if you're making them feel like they're the
enemy.
Yeah, well, they're the subject of the joke, then they don't go with you as well.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
I'll agree.
Now, other than that, before we went on, we were talking to the other guys who are backstage right now. And we were talking about how every year until this last couple of years, you would always shave right after the Christmas holiday, and then start to grow it back. And what's the reason for not doing that now?
The reason I did it before was because I had a bunch of chemicals on my beard.
Oh, because of the dye for the color.
Because of the dye and the bleaching. But now I'm looking close.
Now you're that color.
I'm almost that color. I just can't really, It's like there's hardly any darkness here,
That makes sense.
Maybe around the mustache, there's hardly any darkness. There's my little Hitler part there, but other than that,
Now, there have been some years after Christmas was over, you would direct a play. Do you have any other projects going on at the beginning of the year like you had been in the past?
I have something going on, but it's been going on for practically 2 years now, and I'm starting to get a little crazy about it. It's the project that was with the lady from Qatar. Adapt her book to a play form.
Right? Yeah.
And we've been stuck at 36 pages for the last 18 months, and I'm kind of going like, could you just give me 90 minutes? That's all I want. 90 minutes. That's it.
Well, can't you embellish? And then she goes, "Oh no, that's not it at all." And then she, all right, well,
yeah,
this is where my creative mind goes. Why don't you correct it and make it work?
Well, the one thing I was thinking about adding, if they can't get the other 30 pages, I was thinking about adding I traveled with this lady and her son.
I remember that. Yeah.
So I was thinking about adding a epilogue of traveling with Mr. Andy.
Okay.
Talk about our little travels to and from. They wanted to go to Niagara Falls in the winter.
Yeah.
They wanted to go. They wanted to go and see Indians or Native Americans.
Oh yeah.
And they wanted to go and go down to Shakopee to hang out with the Amish. So, and then one of the ladies said, "I want to touch a buffalo." I said, "Really? All right." And I want to eat.
Yeah, that's buffalo. A euphemism in some parts.
And she says, "I want to eat buffalo off the rib." It's like you want buffalo meat on a rib?
So she wants to kill the buffalo and then eat it right. And then eat it right there? Cook it up.
I don't know if that's what she had in mind, but I had to look around. I found a place in Michigan that had buffalo on the rib.
Wow.
And you'd be surprised where it was. I was up on Woodward Avenue.
Yeah.
Just outside of let's see. I think I'm like where the 75 cuts off.
That would be Pontiac and Bloomfield Township, and
it's right in there. There's a place called the Preserve.
That's near where Ted's used to be, the famous drive-in restaurant.
Yeah. So it's right. The nature preserve is called the Preserve or something. But
I know.
Ostrich, deer, elk.
Yeah. They serve wild animals. Yeah.
Wild animals, and they had buffalo there, and they were just. It was a funny scene of us walking in there, all these women dressed in like their Middle Eastern outfits, and the kid was like, wearing his forced to wear his Middle Eastern outfit, and then he's kind of wondering. So it was hysterical.
To me, you have such an interesting life because of all these things that you may not think are interesting. But if I said to anybody, hey, I know a guy, he hosts and he acts as a tour guide for a woman from Qatar. She sometimes brings her son, and one of their visits, she wanted buffalo on the rib, and so he took her to a restaurant out near Pontiac where they serve wild game and they cook it up and they serve it.
Yeah.
That's just, who would not want to hear more about that,
And I found a place to go and feed wild buffalo, just like an hour south of Ann Arbor.
Huh. Off of 23.
It was either off of 23 or it was south, but it was like there was a farm there, and they had this massive buffalo out in front that you could pet. And then we got on the back of this. Are
you sure that wasn't Cabela's?
It was not Cabela's. Could have been. Could have been. But they get us on the back of this trailer, and then all these buffalo, you can come up and feed the buffalo. So this one lady from Qatar got to feed the buffalo, and I was able to figure out how to do it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Well, that is cool. Well, anyway, it's the beginning of the show, and I gave the link to my son and his new wife. They're out in LA, and they're all packed up and ready to go just in case the fire gets their way.
Oh, that's cool. That's
good.
good.
They did have 4 houses that burned on, and I know you're familiar with the area because you used to live out there. Ventura, Ventura, and Laurel Canyon.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But it turned out it was unrelated to the other fires. It was actually they actually have fires out there without firestorms. They actually have a fire department that has to answer calls, and so they had these houses that were on fire. But it was close enough to them that they had to skedaddle. Now they're going to wait, and they did ask me because they can't stay up all night. So I'm pretty much awake at 3 or 4 in the morning because I can't sleep because my kids are in danger. And so I always check the maps, and I told them I'd call them so that they can get a good night's sleep. They don't have to stay up all night waiting for the alarms. Although I think the police, what they do is they come down with the loudspeakers down the street when they're clearing an area. So,
so it went up into Laurel Canyon. It went up to Sherman Oaks.
No, it did. Well, it is right now. It's where the Encino Reservoir is.
Yeah.
On the valley side, it's still west of the 405. The houses that are burning, but they've cleared out Brentwood now because if they get these winds that they think they're going to get, the last 3 days have not been windy, but when the winds were up to 90, 100 miles an hour, that's when the fire spread really fast. And right now, they predict that the winds are going to be up to 70 in the next couple of days. Not quite the 90 and 100, but still enough that it'll push.
It'll carry over.
And just like we blow on when we're trying to start a fire, we blow on it to get it going.
Yeah.
Same thing happens in nature, So,
oh yeah. Well, I was looking at an article about somebody had an example of a fireproof house in Sacramento that was designed by this guy in Boston. Essentially, there's no wood in it. There's no wood anywhere in it. It's all like a ceramic type of house.
Well, we build houses here in Michigan out of storage and shipping crates. You've seen those, haven't you?
Oh yeah. Storage crates, so that, or if you think about maybe like the aluminum, like mobile homes, that the future of Los Angeles is going to be mobile homes.
Mobile homes, yes. A trailer park. It's going to be an 8 million person trailer park.
I know. all the great artists will be in a trailer park. It's like, the Brentwood Trailer Park.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, let's get Susan out here because we got to get to her.
Gotta get the poem.
Well, stay there. We're gonna bring her on. There she is. Hey, where are you sitting tonight?
I'm sitting at the condo at the table.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
we had buffalo. My girlfriend gave me ground buffalo. We had burgers. It tasted like beef. It wasn't that different.
They're not that far. They're not far removed from each other.
No, they're not. Did not taste like chicken. That's all I can say.
But it's got, like, if you look at the amount of fat, it's got the same type of fat as salmon.
Okay.
So the fat,
probably leaner than
very much leaner than the cow. So.
Oh.
So do you want your
That's
phone?
because yep, I sure do. Let me put you on stage here and you take it away.
Okay. James Lee Williams passed away at age 32, I'm sad to say. A talent, a star, a drag queen goddess, superstar the Vivian is no longer with us. Federal Judge Cannon rules on 2020 election. What a sport. The Justice Department can release the Jack Smith report. But regarding the classified documents portion, Cannon will rule Friday. Expect Trump to deflect with abortion. Turkey's Erdogan launches the Year of the Family with attacks on LGBTQ. Careful if you are not manly. And the fires in Los Angeles continue to rage. Winds picking up. Expect more acres ablaze. Pres-elect wasting no time in dishing out blame. Fire's not political. Trump, have you no shame? And that's your poem.
Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome.
I say sweetie because for those of you tuning
We're
in,
married.
We're married. Susan is my wife. So, anyway, I know you always want to see everyone else, so let's bring out Sam, who's been coming from his special studio in New York for the last few weeks. There's Sam Greenfield from Sinai. Hey, Sam.
Did he go back to sleep, Sammy?
Sam. Well, we bored him.
My poem put him to sleep.
We bored him to tears. We bored him to tears. Oh my
He's
Lord.
asleep now.
Oh no. He's coming too. Come on, Sammy.
Bring Jason out.
Come on.
Gotta bring Jason back.
Doing a lot of medication, so
Are you with us?
Hi, Sam.
Hi.
There we go.
Doing a lot of medication, so it kind of wears on me.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
So we can't leave him. We can't leave him for too long. Anyway, let's get Jason out here too.
I thought maybe my poem was boring.
Now, finally, Jason's got a pipicture that looks like him.
Yeah.
That's what Jason. Jason had eyebrow work done and was clean shaven, that's probably what he looked like. There you go. There's Jason right there. You need the eyebrow work though. Maybe a little eyeliner, some mascara lash work.
And $20,000 in stolen cash in the back of my 1958 used car on the way out to some abandoned.
Well, if you want
somewhere.
makeup tips, the Vivian had YouTube postings. So.
I think I would probably go with more the Divine or Alice Cooper look, but
Hi.
Yeah, something a little more. I'm full figure.
You're not talking to somebody? I am.
There we go.
Do you need to be excused, Sam?
Yeah. Give me a second, please. Yeah,
All right.
Got it.
I'm gonna mute him. All right.
4:30.
So we'll be able to see when he's muted now. We'll be able to see when he comes back on.
Oh, dear.
Just to give people that are tuning in for the first time, Sam has been in the hospital for about 4 weeks now, and oh no, it was after. Did he go in before Christmas or after? Maybe it's only been 2 weeks.
I don't know. You better get
I
a
think
HIPAA
before.
release signed if you're going to give that information.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Spoken like a true
He's
paralegal.
getting
it's-
therapy now and
it's-
on the mend as far
Well,
as
it's pretty easy to see that he's in the hospital when you see this striker bed and the pillows behind him. So, and the IV tubes.
So, anything you want to talk about in the poem? They're going to
so-
release the Jack Smith report to Congress anyway, the 2020 election part. And then Friday we should get a ruling on all the document.
Yeah, does it matter? Does it matter? I mean, it doesn't
Yeah, I'm
matter.
about to say, let it go, people. Just let it
Well,
go.
Trump is fighting pretty hard to keep Jack Smith's report not.
Why? Why?
released.
He can just admit, he can say he did anything and people don't care.
Yeah,
He can just- he
he's
can-
he's
yeah.
called it
Yeah,
fake.
yeah, I did
so
it.
I
I
don't
rape
know.
everybody. I rape everybody. Come here, I'll rape you right now. Come here, I'll do it. They don't care. Nobody cares.
I can see somebody else to work with him in the office. It's like I need a third person in here. You know.
The part that's been approved to be released is the part about his interference in the 2020 election results.
Who cares?
So
Nobody
that-
cares anymore. Nobody cares.
So,
So
well, it's in my poem. So if you don't want to
Yeah.
talk about that,
Well,
how
what
about
about,
you
we could
talked
talk
about
about it.
LA fires?
We
so
can talk about that.
how
We
about
can talk-
Trump blaming people before we've had a full investigation to know what went wrong?
And how is that?
We have to put out the fire first.
How is that unlike he always is and has been?
Then let's talk about the Vivian.
The Vivian.
Very talented.
Now,
Very
I had never heard of her. Oh, Sam's back. Hold on, let me get him back.
I
There
think
it is.
the
There's
Vivian liked to be referred to as they, and they did an actual Trump impression that stole the show. So I think you can catch that on YouTube. The Vivian doing a Trump impression.
All right.
Very talented person, very sad, very young to die at age 32.
Sam, your lighting has never been better.
I know. I blame. I credit Maybelline.
Good neighbor.
Thank you, sir. Stay well. You know,
I believe.
Ray Romano had this great line where he said, "You know, I went for a colonoscopy, and for about 10 minutes, I kept saying to the doctor, would you mind not doing that?"
I went for a cool nose. No.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you saw this. Sean Combs' offense, I refuse to call him P. Diddy. Sean Combs' offense was that he's this way because when he was a child, he saw someone getting molested.
So
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the reason you raped men. I'm just checking. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's. There you go.
I'm a disease sick piece of meat. No, it's okay.
No.
Fine.
Well, you know, it's like someone once said about Michael Jackson: be very careful when you can have everything you want. You know, when you can have everything in the world, that's not good for a person to be in. It's just,
That's why Alexander the Great wept. He
Yeah,
conquered the whole world and then he wept.
Right.
my favorite line from Sunset Boulevard: a thousand talent agents working overtime could do terrible things to the human spirit.
I still am big. It's the movies that got
Movies
small.
that got small.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, Happy
Take-
New Year, everybody.
Take it
Happy
easy,
New Year.
Susan.
Happy New Year, Susan. Bye.
Remember,
Bye,
take,
Susan.
take,
I
take
thought
the
your
bike
poem
too.
was dirty.
So, Mark, you don't still have the Comedy Condo West, do you, or is it still out there and is it
It's
in
still-
danger?
It's still out there. It's where I was for 7 weeks. I was doing the show from
Okay,
there.
all right. Hopefully, it's not.
It's still out there. It's still standing. It's I tell you what, when they had 4 fires. They had the first one, the Palisades, and then the next big one was the Eaton fire over in Pasadena and Altadena. North of them, near Sylmar, they had the is it Heath? Hearth Heath? Yeah, something with an H. Hearn. Something.
Hernia.
Whatever. And then west, and then south of them, they had the Sunset, which is in the Runyon Valley. And Runyon Valley is right behind. Basically, it's between Hollywood and Highland and the Comedy Stores. That valley that goes up there, where there's a lot of brush. And fortunately for them, they contained that into the unhoused area. There weren't a lot of houses on these really steep hills. But the other thing about this, the bad thing about the steep hills is the fire moves very fast. It always moves down. And this was the one time fires were moving up the hill, especially in the Eaton fire and the Pasadena or the Palisades fire, because of the wind. It was pushing the embers up the hill. Usually those fires burn down. Just because, something burns, it falls over, gravity takes it forward down the hill.
The winner takes it all. I was thinking, Mark, if you wanted to wait until the season for the Lions was over to start your project with Andy, you could start next week.
Whoa. That sounds like a Commanders. That sounds like a Commanders fan.
You mean a commie sort of person over there talking about his commie?
I'm just saying that one of our teams seems to be healthier than the others, and I'm just saying you guys are banged up more than
we can teach you guys on crutches. Don't you think about it?
You guys are banged up more than a whorehouse. So I'm just saying.
I'm going to take the cheer. I'm going to take the cheer out of Sam by reminding him that if the Commanders win the Super Bowl, they'll never change the name.
Yeah.
Because once you've won the Super Bowl, it's kind of like once everybody hated our new baseball stadium when they took down Tiger Stadium for Comerica. Once we went to the World Series twice in the new stadium, it's very easy to forget the old stadium.
Well, they're starting new construction on RFK Stadium.
Well, that's good. Well, that's at least you'll get your stadium back, and
it'll be in DC.
I know where RFK is.
Where it belongs. I'm going to tell you something. There was no greater game to watch than when the Cowboys and Washington were both great.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, that stadium rocked. I mean, they fired McCarthy.
Yeah, I heard.
Mike McCarthy?
They going back to RFK Stadium, just because they're bringing it back, what you don't want them to do though is name it RFK Junior Stadium. That's the one thing that you don't want.
No, but if they do, the first 100 fans get a pound of whale meat.
The concession stand will cook whatever you bring them.
By the way, you know what really bothers me? I'll tell you what bothers me is now I read that Cheryl Hines is in league with him.
Wow.
Yeah, but who
so she's an idiot too.
It's her husband. It's her husband. There's a lot of things. I do for my spouse that I wouldn't do without her. And it's probably
but you wouldn't mount whale meat on top of your goddamn car.
Hey, whale mate's my nickname, so don't tell him what he won't mount.
I refer to it as ambergris.
Put a little whale meat on my car. Another euphemism. I put a little whale meat on my vehicle, if you know what I mean.
Could you slap a little ambergris on my Toyota?
and if you want to know what buffalo meat tastes like, just lick Ron Jeremy and you'll.
Oh my God!
Hello.
Oh, where are the standards?
What time is it? Yes,
my God!
That would be so much.
The time is 8:24. The first big A joke from Jason. There we go.
That would be much funnier if Genghis Khan hadn't said it.
No, that wasn't a gay joke. Ron Jeremy's straight.
Oh, that's right.
Even if you are licking him.
That's true.
Ron Jeremy smells like death at a bar mitzvah. That's what he smells like.
He looks like death at a bar mitzvah.
He really does.
So who invited death to the bar mitzvah?
Yeah.
What are you doing
no,
here?
wait a minute. Is Ron Jeremy now? Is he in jail? He got convicted of something.
Yes, he's in jail. Yeah. Never been happier. Good for
You know how much money that guy made doing lecture series before young Jewish guys?
How much?
Oh God!
I'm serious.
It had to be $10,000 a night.
Do
How
we
much?
want to know?
Easily, his quote had to be $5,000-$10,000 plus expenses.
What was
And
his?
And there were so many female porn stars who wouldn't work with him because he stunk.
Yeah.
Well, because he
Or,
does.
or because he's hideous to look at. I mean, that's got to count for
Oh,
something.
I don't think that stops them.
No, well, that's true. I guess the sense of smell is more acute than.
Do you have a
sight.
gland problem or something?
Although porn is the one industry in entertainment where women rule.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah. They say who they'll work with. They'll audition who they work with. It's not like you got to do this guy. They make the rules.
Yeah. Do you know anybody in porn? I don't know anybody in porn.
I know Jenna Jameson.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I don't know who that is, but
Yes, you do.
how do I know her?
Because she's mine. She was kind of famous for a long time. She did a lot of porn. God, could I be more vague?
Yeah. You
her
mean
husband-
there was a porn actress that did a little porn?
She was the big girl for many, many years. She was the top star.
Yeah, she was a top star.
Yeah.
I mean, and why a man like me would know who Jenna Jameson
And her
is,
husband-
I don't know, but
And she had an agreement with her husband that she would only do girl on girl.
yes.
To which I
that's-
said,
that's
"Oh, rats!"
that is so sweet.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
We do girl on girl.
Here's how you know. Here's how you know that a woman in porn has made a bad decision. All right. I'd like to introduce you to my husband, Rico Ortiz. I only hit her because the beach wants it. What?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Poor decisions.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you know you're on a bad movie set when somebody says, "Where's the test strips?"
Oh my goodness. Oh my, and you guys all call and question my character because I mentioned, taste testing Ron Jeremy, but whatever.
Oh, that's not why.
No.
Oh, there's this. Yeah, it's true. There's many other, and yet over the weekend I watched.
There's
Goldfinger.
Janet Lee. There's Janet Lee's porn edition right there.
There it is. Which, by the
Yeah.
way, I don't. Maybe you guys, was she ever really naked in the shower?
No,
Oh
The way
no!
it's shot, you can't quite tell.
no. The answer is no.
Okay. Because it's only the what shot from above, and you see like the shadow, being cast on the shower curtain.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize the impact that movie had because it was the first time. You guys probably know this. It was the first time that the star of a movie was killed off, like in the second reel.
Yes.
Yes.
And who played her sister in that movie? You remember the one?
Oh God.
She had a sister who was like, "Hold on, my Marion has disappeared. She took some money, and we don't know where she's at." And
I thought it was Vivian.
No, not Vivian.
Oh gosh. Okay, Mark, bust out the series.
I got the.
It was a woman who was the lead.
I got Alexa. I got Alexa here, so we're gonna
The
find out.
Searcher. The woman who was the lead in The Searcher. She played her.
The Searchers, the Western. The Searchers.
No, the rock group from the '60s. Yes, the Searchers.
Damn it.
Are you the one? Hey, Sam, are you the one that sent me the clip of Bill Walton talking about the Grateful Dead?
Yes, isn't that great?
That was a great clip.
You know the most interesting thing about that clip to me? If you don't know what we're talking about, Bill Walton, as you know, was a huge Grateful Dead fan. So he invited all the Boston Celtics to see a Dead concert. And the only one who didn't go was Danny Ainge because his wife wouldn't let him.
Oh my God! Let Danny Ainge for you. Yeah.
Well, he's a redneck because he'd rather burn his yard than mow it.
He goes to family reunions to meet girls.
That's right.
No, he's not a red. Where's he from?
He's a Mormon.
Yeah, the Salvation Army declined his furniture. Here we go.
Oh my God.
The Salvation Army declined his front. You're hot tonight, Andy.
Well, I'm not hot. It's just it's the list I've got. So
Oh, you're getting your jokes from online.
Yeah, it's the redneck jokes.
Your mother will not. Your mother refuses to take the cigarette out of her mouth when she tells the state trooper to kiss her ass.
I still love mine. I don't know if it's true. She says it's true. I'd have to use a Ouija board to talk to her again. But when they pulled her over in '71 and asked her why she was driving, and she says, "I'm too fucked up to walk," which I thought was yeah.
Excuse me, everybody. Vera Miles.
Vera Miles.
There we go.
Thank
Who
God.
was in
Vera
the
Miles.
Searchers? Not
And
Vivian, Vera Miles.
Yes.
Okay.
And by the way,
people of the next generation would
Vera
remember her
Miles
from
is
Animal.
Vera Miles is still alive.
My
Oh,
God,
wow.
she's got to be pushed. She's got to be near the century.
94.
Now,
You see-
people of the next generation would remember her from Animal House, where she played Dean Wormer's wife.
Why? Yeah.
Wasn't that Vera Miles?
No, that's not Vera Miles.
That's not Vera Miles.
No, not at all.
Vera Miles went into Disney
Oh,
World.
no.
She was the wife of the Nutty Professor.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
know. I think it's Verna
Who
Bloom.
am I thinking? Verna Bloom. That was it.
Well, they both
All right,
start
you
with
got-
a V.
you got
They
me.
both have vowels in their name. You know, yeah, same thing.
All right, are you guys ready for this cast from the Psycho film? Anthony Perkins,
Flubber, not the Nutty Professor. Flubber.
Janet Leigh, Vera Miles, John Gavin,
Yeah.
Pat Hitchcock, Martin Balsam,
Mm-hmm.
John McIntyre, Mort Mills, John Anderson, Simon Oakland had that
Yeah.
one scene at the
He
very
played the
end.
shrink.
Yes, and they had to have him at the end to sort of wrap everything up.
And by the way, who played the security guard guarding Anthony Perkins?
Oh God.
Ted Knight.
You're kidding.
Oh, was it really? He was uncredited. He's not in the credits.
Well, you know, what's amazing about it, when they were taking Anthony Perkins into the thing, he looked at me and said, "Hello, Mayor, Lou."
Do you want some water? I guess you don't. Okay. You know.
Ted, you're going to be a quiz master.
Lou.
Psycho.
My favorite line in
was-
that movie, in any Mary Tyler Moore, Mary Tyler Moore show, is when they go on that convention, him and Mary, and this very hot brunette is hitting on Ted, and Ted just got married to Georgia.
Yes.
And he says, "Mary, I don't know what to do.
Georgia.
This woman is really gorgeous." And she goes, "Oh, Ted, how good looking could she be? Are you kidding? Next to her, you're a dog."
Not to hurt your dog. Oh.
Well, listen, I have to go now. The maid's going to turn down my bed. Oh, Ted, I can't imagine any woman turning down your bed. Oh.
Yes. Who? I love it.
Allegedly on the set
Lou
of
Mayor.
Caddyshack, they went out of their way to antagonize him, and he was very annoyed and upset during that whole shoot. But yet that was a sort of a deliberate, I don't know, technique to kind of get that character out of him, which worked.
Caddyshack.
Yeah. You know, they would tell him the wrong time to be there.
That's a horrible director.
Well, yeah.
Psycho was originally filmed to be on Alfred Hitchcock's TV show.
Yep, and they didn't want it.
Which is why it was in black and white, and NBC or ABC, whoever had the show, said, "Nope, we're not airing it." And so they said, "All right, here's all the
It
stuff."
was CBS.
CBS. Here's all the stuff that we cut out of it to make it an hour, and now it's a feature-length film, and we're going to release it as a.
Oh, and by the way, it was Verna Bloom who played his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
You're on double secret probation.
And she died in 2019 at the age of 80. What did she die of? I love knowing this. Dementia.
Oh, wow.
What a horrible way to go.
Not that she'd know.
Oh my goodness. No.
And by the way, listen to this. Her arresting performance as assassin Charlotte Corday, replacing Glenda Jackson in the Broadway production of Marat Sade, had her getting 15 different film offers.
Wow.
Damn.
How about that?
I was thinking, you remember the Glenda Jackson and Walter Matthau movie? What was it, Hopscotch? Is that the right
Hopscotch.
No, it
one?
wasn't hopscotch. She played a doctor, and she had an affair with him.
Yes. Yes.
And
Matthau
house
had,
calls.
Walter
House
Matthau.
calls.
he had that interesting bump in his career from like the late 70s
No.
into the early 80s.
No.
It
House
wasn't
Calls.
house calls?
House Calls was with Lynn Redgrave's sister.
Oh, you're right.
Vanessa?
No,
Yeah.
it was with Lynn Redgrave.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
with Lynn. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Vanessa
with Lynn.
Redgrave's sister.
So,
No,
yeah,
he
it was
the
Hopscotch.
movie he was in. The movie he was in with what's her name?
Glenda Jackson.
Glenda Jackson was Hopscotch.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The
Isn't that where he
comedy,
plays
the comedy thriller.
Yeah.
where he plays a CIA assassin, if memory serves? It's been a while since I've seen that one.
She was in another movie with him, though, where Walter Matthau's son played his son.
Yeah, like
Charlie
that.
Matthau.
That was later on.
And Glenda Jackson was also a member of Parliament.
I remember that.
She was an MP?
And John
Oh.
Gavin was ambassador to Mexico.
I remember that. That was under Reagan, if memory serves.
Yes.
Yeah.
They said, can we find a no-talented actor who doesn't give a shit about Mexico? And they did.
Here we go. Coming right up, sir. Well, Shirley Temple Black served in the diplomatic corps for most of her life, though. I mean,
And George Murphy was a senator from California.
Yep.
Yeah.
And and so was Fred. What's his name? He was a senator for a couple of years and an
Who?
actor. Oh, Fred. I can't remember. He was in the Hunt for Red October. He was on.
Fred Thompson. No,
Fred
he was.
Thompson,
Yeah, he
thank
was
you.
senator from Tennessee, but he was
Yeah.
good. He was
Yeah.
actually a very effective senator and a
Yeah.
really
And a
good actor.
he was a good
A
actor. and
really
good
good
actor.
actor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And had a wonderful voice. And he was also on the Republican team during the Watergate hearing.
He was the minority counsel during Watergate.
Watergate hearing. So yeah.
He was he went into acting after that, and then he went into the Senate, and then after he ran for the president and got his butt kicked, he goes, I think I'll go back to acting.
We got his butt kicked by Romney too. I mean, how do you lose to a guy who has his hair that has to be sharpened? Romney had all. I don't know how really to describe Romney because he
was
had
a pretty decent guy, though.
but no charm,
Yeah.
no charisma, no.
Wait.
He's
A
like
Republican with no charisma?
I know. In which case, I'm really sort of like pushing the outer edge of the envelope here of all these cardboard cutouts that are dangled in front of us. I mean, yeah.
Oh, by the way, something you might want to know, which I think is fascinating. Steve Bannon said he's going to work night and day to kick Elon Musk's ass right out of the White House.
Good luck with that.
Oh, I hope he does it physically. I just
Yeah.
want, and I hope somebody has their phone.
I want to watch them mud wrestle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Elon Musk has $400
absolutely.
billion. You know, he could buy his own country. You know.
I say best of luck with that. Give it your best shot. I don't think it's going to go too
I
terribly
don't think
far.
Steve Bannon, and somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Steve Bannon realizes how powerless he is.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah. No,
I don't think he does.
Although
And
I
the thing,
would like to
the
see
worst
him
thing
mud
about
wrestle.
Steve Bannon to me is that he made all his money off of Seinfeld. That really bothers me.
Yeah.
How did he do that?
You know what
Right.
doesn't bother? Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, yeah, because
Did you know that
'cause-
Seinfeld said he had no problem after the Cosby scandal listening to Cosby's records?
Yeah.
None.
How many people still sit there and
To be honest
praise,
with you, I still
Roman
listen to
Polanski?
Cosby's records
I do too.
because his technique and his stories. The
I
stories
listen to his.
themselves are fantastic. I know the guy's an asshole. I know the guy should be in jail, but
He is
his
in jail.
I listen to his audio tapes.
Yeah, we used to, when I was a kid, we used to do Cosby's recorded skits on the bus on the way home from school all the time.
Yeah.
By the
And that's
way,
just
he had to
something-
sell both his houses on the lower in New York on the east side. These huge at a loss.
I heard about
So
that.
he's now, as we speak, going broke.
No.
Let's see how his wife sticks with him now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
She's
what I don't
she's
get is
clueless.
why-
She's completely clueless.
Yeah.
when you're a guy like Cosby, you can have all the sex you want. I mean, let's just be blunt. You can have whatever it is you want, however you want it. Why you have to drug women makes no sense to me.
Because
Or to
he's
anybody.
nuts.
I mean, you have to be. You have to be absolutely barking mad.
Because what I'll tell you what it's like to me. There are men in Hollywood, usually younger men, who can have
Yes.
any woman they want. Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
Oh, I
after
live
they
by
get
that.
bored,
Yeah.
they start doing guys.
Yes, they do. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I understand, but I mean,
But enough of me.
yeah.
enough about boring Sam.
Boring Sam and his sexual exploits.
They call Sam the chairman. They call Sam the chairman of the board.
Yeah, but bored is a verb.
Yeah.
Hey, Sam, have you seen this documentary on Showtime about the Comedy Store?
Yes, I did. I absolutely did.
Yeah, 2020. It was actually I just saw it recently. It was really quite good. Did you get a chance to go on the Comedy Store?
Me? Yeah. Oh, I never
Wow.
told you this story. I went to the
don't
Comedy
think so.
Store. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think so. Go ahead.
I went on I performed at the Comedy Store. I auditioned for Mitzi, and I killed. I crushed. And she said, "Are you going to move out here? You going to come work for me?" And I said, "I don't know." "What do you mean? You know, there are people who would kill each other for that part just to come out here and work." I went, "They'd kill each other? Well, then they couldn't work for you."
Oh, I bet
And
she
she
didn't
said,
like that.
"Well, not at all. Would you pack up everything you have and move from New York to LA just to be here for 6 minutes a night for 1 month? No."
Yeah.
Probably a mistake on my part, but no.
Yeah.
Well, Andrew Dice Clay relates that when he was out there for the very first time.
Say that again, please.
When Andrew Dice Clay was out there performing for the first time, I believe it was at Comedy Store. He goes like for an hour on stage on a 5-minute open mic night. They're flashing the lights at him. They're doing this and that. And he's like, screw you. I came out here. I'm going to do my whole set. Worked out for him. I don't know if it worked out for other folks.
The one comic I can think of who has, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, please, who has no career now because of his behavior when he hit is Carlos Mencia.
Yeah.
I mean, just when you treat
I see
people,
him book. I see him on flyers and
Well, I see Tom Arnold getting work on Law and Order, but it doesn't mean he's working steady.
Tom Arnold's got a movie. Tom Arnold had a movie out in the holidays. I can't remember anything about it, but I know.
Yeah, it's
Tom
called
Arnold.
You're Shitting Me.
Who would hire Tom Arnold? The only guy that was hiring him was Schwarzenegger.
But he was good in that role.
That was a great part in a great movie, though. I could. You know what? He could probably retire on that part. That was a great part.
Yeah, I remember opening for Tom Arnold out in Fargo, and he did not have enough. He did his little goldfish review thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Short.
He did.
Yes, he was supposed to do 45 minutes. He only did 30.
Oh.
So the owner, the club owner, says you got to stay out there for another 45 minutes, or you don't get paid.
Oh
and
shit!
So he was bailing and just basically arguing with the guy. What do you mean? I don't guess
And that was before he could stand up there and go, "All right, anybody got questions about Roseanne?"
Yeah, and that's well.
I also remember when Roseanne's writers wrote jokes for him and he would perform them at Igby's.
Oh yeah,
and it was terrible. It was horrible.
Yeah. Well, they in throughout Minnesota they banned any comic from actually getting a drink, and they kept quoting because Tom Arnold would abuse the whole thing. He just got wholly, These are people.
When he went on
the movie with Walter Matthau and Glenda Jackson was House Calls.
Ah,
okay.
Oh, was it really?
House Calls.
There you go.
Charlie is a surgeon who recently lost his wife. He embarks on a tragic comic romance quest of the woman. After the woman he meets up with, blah 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 blah.
They did two movies together.
What year was that?
Who was it with?
What year was
it? House Calls.
Give me a second. I'll tell you.
77, 78, something like that.
I would think so. Yes. So it's him,
Art-
Glenda Jackson, Art Carney,
Art
who
Carney,
plays
yeah.
who plays a senile doctor,
Yes.
Art Carney.
Richard Benjamin,
Yes.
Candace
just can't say-
Azara.
You cannot say Art Carney. You have to say Art Carney.
Art Carney. Hey, he did a tremendous job. I always watch it every year when I play Santa Claus. It was Night of the Meek on Twilight Zone with Art Carney playing the Santa Claus guy.
So
wow.
did not deserve the Oscar for Harold. So did
Harry-
not deserve the
Harry
Oscar for that
Tonto?
movie.
Yeah.
Well, who
Not
which
not the
movie-
same
what
year as
year?
Dog Day Afternoon. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry,
oh,
no.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean
Harry
yeah.
and Tonto. No.
Oh, the one where he had the cat? That one?
Yep.
Yeah, Harry and Tonto. Sorry, no. No, it didn't
Oh yeah.
made no
he
sense
went
whatsoever.
over. He went over Pacino. Oh my God.
Yeah.
How do you pitch that in the pitch meeting? It's a road movie. We've got Art Carney and a cat. I mean, at what point do they say, "Okay, you need to leave now"? You know, no. We're
Well,
not.
they said it twice. Art Carney.
we had okay. You had the okay. Art Carney. It was the and the cat part. Well, that was the that was sort. You know, I mean, this is a time when you've got Clint Eastwood and Jeff Bridges working in Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. It's not. You know, Dirty Harry and a cat.
It was the beginning of cocaine. Remember that.
Yo, God, cocaine.
Oh, there
You
you
know,
go.
you know who else was in that movie? Ellen Burstyn.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I love Ellen
yeah.
Burstyn.
Yeah.
And Josh Mostel.
Who died
Yeah.
way too young. God,
Josh Mostel didn't die.
Oh well, his career did.
No,
Well,
he's still
it
working.
had
I stand corrected.
as a son, I think it had the guy from Dallas,
Larry Hagman,
Larry
Larry
Hagman.
who was
right.
great in it because he played Art Carney's son. He was
Yep.
terrific in that film.
It's
Well,
great.
Larry Hagman
He
was
played a
good
guy
actor.
who was like, couldn't make any money. He was down on his luck. He's like a 45-year-old man still bumming money off his dad. He was
Yeah.
great. Boy, did
Did
I
you-
relate to that.
Do you guys
Um,
remember Larry Hagman in Primary Colors? You know,
Oh
again,
man.
yeah. I mean,
Oh,
did
the
you-
coke addict.
Yes, the
Oh
bisexual
God, was
coke
he
addict.
great?
I mean, a movie that's kind of been forgotten, and it's a pity because it's a good movie.
Yeah.
And
Primary
Kathy
Colors. Is
Bates-
that the one with Alan Alda? Is that the one I'm thinking
no,
of?
it's John
No, that's
Travolta
the one
plays
with
Bill
John
Clinton.
Travolta.
John Travolta. It was basically
It's
their
Bill-
It was
trying
about
to-
Clinton.
Yeah, it's basically
Oh,
Bill
okay.
Clinton running for president in '92, and
Yeah.
Travolta as Clinton, and Kathy Bates. Who played Hillary in that movie? Can you guys remember?
Who played Hillary?
Yeah,
Emma
who-
Thompson.
Oh,
Emma Thompson, yeah.
yeah. Oh, it's a mamathon. This could go on for hours.
Minnesota's losing 10-0.
Wow.
Good. Yeah, Minnesota's losing. You could stop there.
Well,
Can I tell you
think,
something?
I think the Rams have a better shot at the
Minnesota
so I'm kinda-
losing has no impact on the Detroit Lions.
Except
Not
that
like
as
the
a-
game next week.
As a Lions
No.
fan,
Yeah, I
you
said
don't
it.
understand.
Will you
Sam.
still talk to us after the commies lose?
the
Not only
commies.
will I talk to you, but I will accept my fate. I am so
Okay.
thrilled they won the first round. You have
Yeah.
no idea. You have
Yeah.
no idea how
compare-
happy I am.
When you consider
They were in the
fate-
playoffs. I mean, they haven't won a playoff game in 20 years. You think I
Yeah.
give a shit? I'm thrilled. I'm
Oh,
so
you guys
happy.
How many Super
you were
Bowls
you
do
were
guys
this thrilled
have?
when they got rid of that when the owner got rid of the team. You were thrilled. Just
Oh
to
my
have,
God, are you kidding? I
Snyder
said
out.
a prayer for the dead.
Yeah, you were just happy to get Snyder out of there. So
Oh, God. Not only did they get rid of Snyder, but they got a brand new owner who's great. The first thing he said when they asked him, "What does this team need?" He said, "Quarterback." And they said, and besides that, he said, "Quarterback." And they got one. Boy, did they get one! God damn!
Who
Talk
was
about
their
hitting the
quarterback?
mother load.
who was their quarterback last year?
Exactly.
It was a guy from Michigan State.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk
Cousins.
Cousins played for he played for the Vikings last year. I'm
Yeah,
talking
he played
about
for the Vikings, and then he played for. Then he went through the hall screaming, "You like that?"
whatever. No. Who played for Washington last year? Who was their
I
quarterback?
have no idea.
Yeah, that's what we
But
have.
I'm
Alexa.
listening to find
That's
out.
why we. That's why we have Alexa.
Find out and find out now.
Yeah.
Alexa.
Well,
And you will enjoy it.
Yeah. There you go.
You will like the things I do to you.
Or at least
Enjoy it.
pretend.
Yeah.
Man, geil, I can walk. I can walk.
Mein
We'll
Führer,
meet
I can
again.
walk.
Don't
We'll
know
meet
where, don't know when.
Don't know when. I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
Oh,
James Earl
man.
Jones was in Doctor Strangelove.
That's
Yeah.
his first. That's his
Yes,
first
he was.
pro part.
He
And he
played-
didn't. He said he didn't get another professional part until he got the Great White Hope, which was like
Wow.
6-7 years
That's a
later.
fantastic movie.
Yep.
Sam
Again, not-
Howell. Sam Howell was the quarterback last
He was
year.
a pretty good. He was okay.
Yeah,
He was
I thought
all
good.
right. He ain't this
Where's he
kid,
now?
but he was all right.
I wonder where he is now. I got to look that up.
I believe he's working the 115 at the Comedy Cellar.
He's handing out the flyers out on Broadway.
Well,
Is there any? Can I ask you a question? Is there any sadder profession than that?
What, handing out flyers on Broadway?
Yeah.
Well, did you see the video, the TikTok that Elaine Boozler put out yesterday? She's working, but she and Rich Scheidner and Emo Phillips were all doing the same show at Gotham Comedy Club. And she runs into this guy out in front of the Winter Garden on Broadway that is handing out flyers for the Broadway Comedy Club. And she goes, "You a comic?" He says, "No." She says, "You just hand out flyers for the comedy club and you're not a comic?" "Yeah." "How long have you been doing that?" He goes, "About 15 years." "Yeah, that's your job?"
Wow.
He goes, "Yeah." He says,
Wow.
"Yeah." And so then she goes, "Well, do you mind if I ask you, quiz you on some comics? Have you ever heard of Christopher Titus?" "Nope, never heard of him." "All right." "Eliza Schlesinger?" "Nope, never heard of her." Amy Schumer?" "Nope, never heard of her." Then after about a half a dozen, she goes, "Elaine Boozler?" He goes, "Never heard of her." He goes, "All right." She says, "All right, this interview's done." it was so funny.
That doesn't surprise me though.
What,
It's his job is just to hand them out. I mean,
Right.
I see women on Broadway dressed like Shirley, what's her name? Shirley MacLaine in Sweet Charity. And they're handing out flyers. They don't know. Here's your job, hand them out. I understand that.
You know who you see a lot of on Broadway? You see a lot of Elmos and a lot of Spider-Mans. I mean, they're just, and when they ever run into each other, they're kind of like, you see them facing off, like, "Hey, this is my corner. I'm the Elmo on this corner."
Life in Hollywood, yeah. Yeah. You don't want to go to Hollywood, the land, the Chinese.
Would Elaine Boozler like it more? Would she like it more if she said, "Have you ever heard of Elaine Boozler?" "Yeah, but her comedy is derivative."
Yeah.
Well, what don't you like about her? I don't know. She just
I worked with Elaine Boozler, and it was not a pleasant experience.
Oh.
I worked with her twice, and we got along a lot better after we stopped working with each other. When I would see her out, and she wasn't out at the clubs much when I was out in LA. She is pretty much, once she recorded her 5th comedy Showtime special, she didn't, and she financed all those. Nobody would back her, so she paid for those comedy specials. So she gets all the money for all the VHSs that she sold and all the DVDs and all that stuff.
Well, I'm happy for her, but she would literally show up 30 seconds before she was supposed to go on.
Yeah.
Some people can do that. My favorite story about dealing with people that have cachet is that Lotus Weinstock used to just go up and not do any material, just wing it and just, very inconsistent sets. And I said, "Hey, Bud," talking to Bud Friedman, I go, "Hey, when I want to do that, you say keep to the script, do your act." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, Mark, you are not Lotus Weinstock."
I would have taken that as such a compliment.
That I did. That's why I tell the story. You are not Lotus Weinstock.
You're not a Lotus Weinstock.
She was
You
good.
never will be Lotus Weinstock. Now give me back my goddamn monocle.
Give me a Monaco.
My favorite Lotus Weinstock story, or her favorite Lotus Weinstock joke was, I married Mr. Right, Mr. Always goddamn right. I love that joke.
But how can you have a tight act if you're a guy like Carrot Top or Gary Mulder or any prop comedian?
Oh no, Gary Mulder was tight. What's his name? Smash the watermelons with the Gallagher was very tight. All those guys had a very tight act.
The thing I found interesting about Gallagher, and a waitress at a club in Alabama had tickets to see him, so we went. And he would do his act, and then for like 20 minutes, he would just sit in front of the trap case, and just talk. And it was awful. And also, I've never met anybody who smashed watermelons and sold their act to his brother. I mean, what does your brother say? How do I do this?
Yeah, well, his brother looked just like him, and they named the act Gallagher 2.
I know. And the thing that people didn't realize was 2 was spelled T-O-O.
And yeah, you're right. And there was a lawsuit between those two because they did have a disagreement. And of course, Gallagher died before his brother did, so that sort of ended all that.
I think that was by choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Well, Sam Kinison's brother used to do radio interviews as Sam when Sam would be too effed up to get on the phone, or they didn't want him anywhere near the phone. So his brother would do it. And know the difference.
Oh, by the way, Jason, did you see the thing I sent you about Kreskin being banned?
About what being banned?
Kreskin being banned by Art Bell.
Yeah, and actually I found the show, the reason why he got banned, because basically he kind of tried to pull a fast one on Art, and Art did not like it very much at all. And he kind of sniffed it out in a hurry.
If you're a guy like Art Bell, and he's very rare in the world of radio, he has total autonomy over his show.
Yep.
Total autonomy. So if you're banned, you're dead.
Yep. Yeah,
oh my God! It's time for me to go back to sleep.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Yeah. We're not gonna extend it. In fact, we're not gonna have our after show either.
Oh dear.
So go Rams. I guess we went the Rams tonight.
It's 10-3.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like last week where the Vikings aren't gonna get it in the end zone.
I call this game a counter thriller.
Anyway, this has been the off night. It's the 4 of us every week. My wife Susan always starts us off with a poem with some headlines. And if you'd like to join me, I forgot to do all the banners. So here's our. Go ahead. If you stayed with us this long, you're probably going to want to subscribe. That's how you subscribe to our YouTube page and get notified when the show's coming up. Although it's pretty easy. It's every Monday night at 8 o'clock. There's nothing to tell. I mean, no surprises.
All right, everybody. It's time for my vanilla pudding.
You have your
you're a redneck when your wife can climb a tree faster than a cat. you're a redneck when your grandma has ammo on her Christmas list.
Oh, there you go.
You know you're a redneck when the half white tires in front of your lawn are by design.
There you go. Yeah. You keep flea and tick soap in the shower. You've been involved in a custody fight over a hunting dog.
All right, it's time for me to fill the urine bottle.
Oh, Sam, you say all the pretty things. I need 2 minutes alone now. All right.
Good night, kids.
Take it easy.
Good night. We'll see everybody next week. The rest of you,
good night, folks.
Meeting. We'll see everybody next week. Good night.
Good night.